Hello again. We are back to painting. It's the painting I started on the first series. I took a look. It's been 6 days since I've touched this painting, and well, because it's oil, it's still pretty. I would not say wet, but but it's not dry yet. Let's just say that. I'll show you. You see, there's lots of these high spots here. Yeah. As you can see, I can do anything. I can continue spreading that paint, and there's still lots of that undried paint, but I won't let that disturb me, or let me stop painting, because I want to continue these, and the best way to do that is to paint, obviously. Anyway, I've tried to come prepared too. I have some paper here that I can use to clean my brushes and etc. But right, what I want to do is add some more yellow, because even though the gold color on the middle is looking okay, I want to remind the watcher, the one viewing this painting, that it's supposed to be well, yellow. Nothing wrong with gold, but this painting, it's supposed to be yellow. So I will go and add some yellow. And I'm gonna need more paint. And speaking of paint, I think I was talking about, well, not running out, but seeing that I had actually used some paint from those tubes that I had, oil tubes, and I think my train of thought was back then that I was amazed about it, that I was actually running out, or I saw that I had, well, that I've been using this oil paint, because at the start, like I said, it seemed that they would go on forever, but no, after using them for so long now, I've come to realize that everything runs out eventually, but it's only natural, or I think it should be. There we go. I spread some yellow here. I'm not sure if I achieved what I wanted, but The main thing is I'm painting. I am achieving something. I'm gonna keep at it. Oh, I can feel the paint in my brush. It's not all the way dry like I said, but it's getting there. It is a bit, how would I say, stiff. It's getting stiff. But yeah. I'll see if I can get these stiff parts sorted out. Or actually, I would love to leave these green valleys here. I would love to leave them on, but I tried to make this line more straighter because it goes like well, it's not straight. I can come up with some metaphors, but I'd rather not say them. They're not pt3. There we go. Yeah, well, I touched it like I wanted to. Now, like you've seen in many other videos already, the process is a complicated one. It's not a direct step. Do this and then the painting will be done. No. It's do this and then do that, and it could be ready someday, but we will see. I'm just following the process and going where it takes me. Actually, I'll do some paint here. I have another I have another painting waiting that needs some yellow or possibly gold, like sand like. I wanted to see the color of this one. It's close, but I'll need to add some paint, some more paint to this brush. But I started this one and I'll apply some paint, just like the process demands, or maybe just because the process demands, or maybe in spite of what the process demands. And the spreading or the brush sound is awesome. Part of what I like about painting. It's visually pleasing, and at times it's also pleasing in auditory ways. It's like, well, it's not music, but similar. Okay, so I added that. I'll pull out my third painting here. There we go. Now this painting, sadly I'm pretty sure I won't show the whole process of painting it. It's an old A3 paper painting, and those canvases you saw, they are the main thing here, but I wanna go with this because I have the almost matching color here. It's gonna be a big desert and an oasis. You can see the start of the oasis, the water there. I'm gonna add a touch of this yellow ochre color to my brush, and I'm gonna go down with the color or with the paint, and it seems it's touch too dark, but what can I do? Well, I can add white, but no, it's time to listen what the process says. This is a dune that goes high. There we go. And I'm close to cleaning my brush already. Actually, I'll add some touch of oil from my canister here. Oh yeah, about that paint and how it would last forever. Well, a dubious, it's not black, but it's how would I describe it? It's close to black. It's also a bit gray. The paint that packs on my oil canister, it's that there's lots of it. You can see I have my canister here. You see there's oil and then there's the paint, or what's left of the, or how would I describe it? It's the oil and the paint, they don't mix 100%. Actually, it seems that the paint and the oil, they separate when they are long enough sitting. So there's like lots of that separated paint on the bottom, and that I imagine would last quite long if I were to start using it. And I will use it when I find a reason or a place to use it. I'll possibly use it on one of these canvases to paint it black, or to have to prime the painting, the bottom, with black or similar color. But anyway, I'll put that aside, and I'm gonna continue this one that I have no name for yet, and I'm actually trying to come up with a plan what to do with the rest of it, because originally I wanted to make these lines, I wanted to make them, how would I say, I wanted to blend them, but I was not able. The red one it's not that great. Maybe here there's some blending, but the contrast between these greens, it's so noticeable. Well, this green to blue is okay, but the yellow and the red, it's so noticeable. There's like, you can see it so clearly, but that's how it goes. I have a brush here with, there's some red here, so I'm gonna see what happens. Is the red dry yet? Well, that happened. Drove my phone almost into the canvas, the painting. It's good thing I had reflexes. Yeah, I think I'll go here on the edge and I'll keep working, just gently brushing. Actually, this red and the purple both seem like they are dry, which is cool. There's like no paint on the brush, even though I've been here a while. Okay, this is dry, which is a good thing for me because I can possibly start thinking about these two, to think what to do with them, or how will I finish this painting. I have another brush here that has some, obviously green or something. I've used it with green. So I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna keep brushing on, just like I did with the red. And actually I'm thinking that I think this is actually dry too, which is a great thing. It would mean I can actually continue this painting, and that's a great thing. And how will I continue the painting, you might ask? Well, I had an idea that painting will be like this. This is the right orientation for it. Actually, no, it's like this. This is the right orientation. I want the green to be down on the bottom on this side, below the magical center line. So what I wanted to do was I want to draw a white line and a black line intersecting all of these paints, but I'm not really sure yet how these lines will be. Maybe no, not straight lines. I think I'll go like waves, and I will. Oh, the waves are starting to make sense. I'll make a 3 waves. A black wave on the left side. Yes. A gray wave on the center here, and then finally a white line on the right side here, which means I will have to get some white first. I'll start with white. I'll try to center the camera, or I'll try to make the painting go to the frame as best as I can. I'll be using a little brush like this here. Oh, it's a little brush. I got it from, I don't know, but it says 2 here, so these are smaller brushes. Actually, I have even smaller brushes here. These are for painting those miniature stuff. But yeah, enough talking. We will paint. And I'll start with the white again. Like I said, I'll go with the white, then I'll add some black to have the gray line, then finally I'll do the black line, because it's logically the easiest way. If I start with black, it's gonna be a hard one to, well, I can't go from black to white. It's almost impossible. Gotta have a new brush. So waves. Yeah, I think not waves, only intuition, what comes to mind, or even maybe what happens. That's the best describer here. I thought I'd make waves, but I won't. It's part of what is so fun in art. I usually, well, me talking and making plans on how to continue this painting, it's not what usually happens. Usually I just paint like that earlier explanation of what I would do. Yeah, it does happen, but it happens in a different way. I look at the painting, and then I'll know that, yeah, I'll add some white and black lines. Well, actually I knew this before I started filming, so it's not like I just came up with it on the spot, but I usually have some kind of a idea what I'm gonna do next with these paintings, these abstract paintings. Well, it's the same with figurative pieces, but they, well, when you think about it, they should be always much easier to do than abstracts, because, well, yeah, that's something I should not say. But what I mean by that is, when you're doing something figurative, you have the image in your mind, or you're doing it from reference, so you can always compare to it. So you should always have a clear view of what's gonna happen next. Obviously, skill is a big part, because I'm not good at figurative painting. My perspective is always not that great, and yeah, I don't know the steps to make a great figurative painting, because even though I say that I could look at the reference and stuff, it's not always that easy, because there's some, I've come to the realization that maybe you should have a clear plan when you're doing figurative pieces, because there's the matter of layers, and if you happen to paint on top of something, it could not ruin the piece, but make the piece harder to make. You've gotta fix the mistake and so on. So in that sense, it's hard to make paint figuratives, because, like I've said many times, I'm just an apprentice. I could not say that I'm a good painter. I'm just a painter. I paint what I want, and I think it's pretty obvious, evident in these videos that well, you can see I'm just going with what comes to mind. But yeah, going back to the idea of abstract paintings being harder, well, no, I misspoke, really. But what I meant was that like figurative paintings, abstract paintings also need some kind of a, how would I say it, a plan. You need to think about the steps you take to go about painting the painting. And they both, it's for both figurative and abstract painting. But yeah, when I'm saying it's hard to do an abstract, it's because it's because I'm talking and trying to paint at the same time. That takes away some of the concentration. Well, that's my view anyway. I don't know, how do you feel? But yeah, here we go. I have a brush full of gray here, and I'm gonna go with the middle line. Now this is a small brush, so we don't get to hear that that nice sound, that brushing sound. But no matter, I'll keep talking because it feels appropriate somehow, even though I wanted to let the brush speak, but what can you do when the brush decides to be silent? I cannot coax it to talk. Anyway, I would appreciate a comment or thought from you, the viewer, if at any time you think there's something you would want to share with me, or just your opinions on figurative painting or abstract painting or whatever. It's always great to make contact, have a discourse about these things. Because like I've been saying, I'm just a really painter by heart, or yeah, painter by heart. I'm really a painter by heart. Like I've been saying, I have no education here. I'm just doing what feels like I should do, what feels good to me. And at times it is painting white and grey, black lines to a very colorful painting. Now I have a big amount of this grey paint here, and I had that earlier painting on canvas that I showed you, but I'm not gonna continue that. I'm gonna take a fourth painting from here that I've been working on. Now this is a big abstract piece with really just I will say that this is a experimentation in brushwork, which you can see here. There's a very nice brush stroke here that has different colors, and this as well. And I'm gonna go and these are all acrylics, by the way. This is my first time with oil on this painting, but I'm gonna go and I'm gonna paint these areas where there's still white, I'll try to leave some white. I'm gonna paint these edges here. I have the palette knife here that I mix the paint in. I'm trying to capture these edges, these colorful edges with the black or the, is it gray paint. I'm trying to leave the white spaces here, or where I apply the paint, because my plan for it is to maybe use coloring pencils to fill the areas. But we will see. This is a painting that I'm not still 100% sure where to go in terms of the plan. And speaking of the plan, I'm not sure if I'm repeating myself here, but when I'm painting a abstract, yes, I have a kind of a at times I have a plan on what to do with the paintings, like that painting we just painted, the stripes, the white and this gray. I knew that I would do them. Well, I had a plan that I would do them, like I had the plan to make the colors blend, but that got scrapped because, well, it looks good like that. And if I'm being totally honest, I don't wanna make the mistake that usually, or has happened to me, that the painting's been good and then I wanted to, well, I wanted to make it better, and it has not gone as I planned. It has gone worse. So I'm exercising my right to change the plans. It's no matter. Don't sweat it if the plans change. You cannot always plan everything, and it's many times better that the plans change if you compare to it not having any plans. The plans are able to change because there has been plans. It's a kind of paradoxal thing, but you know, take it as you like it. Okay, I think I'm done here. Now that I thought about it a bit, this painting it will be finished kind of like I've started here. This place, actually this place will have a surprise here, but yeah, I'm gonna fill the white spaces with some more color, and I think I'll do the edges here. But onwards and upwards. Here, final black stripe. Then I will take my break, because I think I'm I've been going long enough. It's 40 minutes long already. Time flies when you're painting, and especially when you're painting and talking like I am. Okay. Black. The ultimate destructor, like I once told or said. If you have something that needs to be fixed, apply black. Then you won't have that problem anymore. You'll have a black problem. And you can get over that easily by painting over. Or possibly the black solves the problem. There's no way of telling unless you try. Like this painting, we are just about to find out if the stripes were a good idea or a bad. Well, I think that's up to debate anyway. It's what I wanted, so it better be good. Or should I say, it will be good, because I wanted it. Again, kinda hard to describe, because I had the plan of doing this. It would have been, this painting would have been too bland, boring if I would have left it with nothing except these gradient or the rainbow colors, or how would I describe them? The changing of colors. It had to have these lines that come down or go up. It's how you wanna think about it. But it is obvious to me that opinions differ, and some would say that the original one or the painting before these stripes were better, but that's just their opinion. And there's nothing wrong with that. I respect it. But I'm the one painting. You can do your version of this with no lines, and I'll be very honored to see. Because originally I wanted to, when I started making these videos, I wanted to experience how it felt to paint and talk and have some thoughts, some different thoughts while painting. I'm still not sure if the thoughts are, do they mean anything? I've been talking what comes to mind, and sometimes there's no point to that. But if you are entertained, it's all that matters. Or if the painting satisfies you, the act of painting or the painting itself satisfies you, then I would say mission completed. I'm very satisfied with how things have turned out. Like always, this is the curse of the black paint. I have so much of it, and we shall get rid of it. This is an extra. I'll stop right after this. After I have added this black paint here to this painting. Gonna take up as much as the black I can and just touch these places here. Just one stroke. I want the paint to feel welcome in the paper, but I don't want it to move in yet. Yeah, like I lamented earlier that there's no sound from this little brush. Well, there is a tiny sound that I can hear, but what is actually more enjoyable is the tactile feel, or the visual when the brush moves and the paint appears from seemingly out of nowhere. Obviously the paint is on the brush and the brush contacting the paper is what makes the paint go, but I'm a child at heart, so I prefer to think that the paint just comes out of nowhere. And the third thing that is kinda nice is the tactile feel. I can feel the brush, as crazy it sounds. It is very subtle, but I can feel the brush when I move it across the paper. I can kinda feel what happens with the brushes, the hairs going up and down and bending. Okay, I've been adding these black things. This place here obviously needs the edge treatment. I'm painting with the oils, like I've been saying, is a different experience to acrylics or watercolors. Watercolors, in my experience, are the hardest because, well, they relate to the planning very much, because with them you've got to really think about the steps you take when you paint something, because the watercolors, they're very brutal, than that you really can't get rid of dark colors, they will always be there. With acrylics and especially oils, you can get around it by painting on top of them. You can, well, I have no experience it from yet, but I imagine that you can paint white on top of black and it covers it. I would imagine, at least with oil colors, it should be doable. But with watercolor, no, it will always be that black. So you really gotta come up with the plan, the steps how to paint something. Or that's my very amateurish view on it. From what I've seen other great artists doing watercolors, you can see that the paintings are thought out with great care. Like I can see that there's a very conscious decision taken, that they have first painted with a black, then with some other color, or vice versa. The different color has come first, then the black has come after. But I'm just trying to fill the air with my thoughts while I'm brushing this rest of this black here, which is not much anyway. There's not much of it left. I'm gonna take one final oil. I'll take one final oil from the canister and a drop of oil, and spread it on here to make the oil paint very malleable, or to spread it from the palette knife to the brush. And as you can see, the oil acts as a kind of like water in watercolors. The brush will, you can deliver the paint just by the tip of the brush, but only when it's in oil, the brush. Oh yes, this is great. I'll have to be honest and say that my plans for this painting were not clear, or the direction I wanted to go was not clear to me before I started painting. Actually, before I started filming. So it goes. The process is say, respectable notion to me anyway. It gives you ideas. Well, in this case, it actually just led me forward, and in a crazy way, or I don't know if it's crazy, but in its own way. It usually is like this, to be honest. Even if I would not have been recording, I imagine I would have come to the same conclusion, or the same. I would have gone the same path. But that's speculation, and I'll try my best not to engage in speculation. Cannot know what I would have or would have not done, because, well, isn't it obvious? At times I don't know what I'm gonna do next anyway, so no point trying to speculate what I would have done or would have not done, because yeah, it's not just possible. Well, it's possible, but I'm sure it would not be accurate. It's a debate I'm not gonna get into. But yeah, like I said, I'm very pleased with what has happened in this almost an hour. I got that one painting to a point where I wanted it to be. I added those lines, and I painted that. Well, the adding of that yellow was not that great, but anyway, we will have a look next time, and I think I'll have a small talk about what I will do next, or if I'm doing anything, because I'm not sure what to do next about it. But I'll come with a plan, and that plan can obviously change as well. But as it stands now, it's quite possible that the painting is ready or close to ready. These are my thoughts. But like I said, I'll have a look in the next video, talk about it, because it seems I've come to learn from doing these videos that it's one of those ways to accelerate the process, or it is a part of the process, just sitting there and talking about it. I could well, I will. I know I will. I will look at it outside a video as well, and I'll think about it. I'll think about the plan, how to go about it next, how to continue, but it's all natural part of the process. But what I'm finding, well, not odd, but I think I'm liking is the explanation, the talking, the giving reasons for what to do next. It feels okay, even though I know that well, it's just my opinion, but I think when I think about it closer, I think does it matter anyway? I can always give the reasons to myself alone too. But I find it fun to give the reasons, to talk about it on camera. And now that I think about it, it kind of feels like the idea of these paintings and these videos anyway, to show about my process, to reason about it, reason with it, reason with myself, to learn about, well, to learn about myself also in the process. And to learn about my process. Okay, I think now I will call it. Thank you for watching.